What's up, YouTube? Pilot 83 here. I know I still sound pretty bad, but I'm starting to feel a good bit better. But I want to go over something that's been a question that's been asked to me a lot lately, and I feel like some people are kind of scared to ask this question sometimes because it's so basic, but nothing to be scared about or ashamed of. It's something to learn if you're just new to simming, and that is, what is a squawk code? How do you find out your squawk code? What does it mean? What does it do? Well, let's break it down what a squawk code is. So the primary goal of a squawk code is to provide effective communication between you and ATC. So prior to departure, the aircraft will be given a squawk code, which will be used by ATC to direct the aircraft during its flight. The code will show up on ATC screens, and it will help provide basic information such as your flight plan, your speed, your altitude. It will also give ATC the ability to hand you off to other ATC towers and other airspaces. Squawk codes are always 4 digits, with each being a number between 0 and 7. So this gives many options of squawk codes, for each plane, so they could keep track of you. There are some reserved squawk codes that you only would ever want to use for emergency. Those three being 7500, 7600, and 7700. 7500 would be a hijacking. 7600 would be your loss of radio communications, and 7700 would be a emergency. A good way to remember these, and there's different ways that people do it, but normally it is 75, save a life, 76, radio fix, 77, see you in heaven. So I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, this is all great, but how do I put this in and so forth? Well, I'm about to show you, and how you get it from ATC and all that. So right now we are on the Airbus A320. This is a jetliner. Normally, if you're in a general aviation aircraft and you're doing VFR flying, normally you'll be squawking what they call VFR, which is 1200 will be your squawk code, unless further updated otherwise. So like the A320 here, so you'd put this in to your transponder, and every aircraft has one. So this here is where we'd put in our squawk code. Would be put in here. And on this system, we also have our TCAST right here. So our anti-air collision system right next to it. But let's go ahead and get this plane started, and I'll show you how this works. So I got a flight plan set up. Like I said, if you're just flying around, just doing some general aviation flying, you could just set this to 1200. In the sim, those 3 squawk codes I gave you, it doesn't matter. They don't do anything. So, but in real life, it'd be a different story. You would never want to put those in by accident, especially 7500, unless you want a jet fighter on you. So let's go ahead and get this plane started. Also, let's go ahead and turn off that guy. Alright, so now you'll see down here, we're squawking 1200, which this is going to change because we are not general aviation, we are not doing a VFR flight, we are doing a IFR flight. So you'll see as this moves along what's going to happen. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this plane started real quick. We're not going to exactly do things according to protocol. First, let's turn to clearance.
Clearance delivery Air Canada Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 83 Heavy IFR to Tallahassee, ready to copy.
Air Canada Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 83 Heavy is cleared to Tallahassee Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 17 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure frequency is 119.0 Squawk 53.
So you'll see where it says right there our squawk code, Squawk 5345. So from that point, we'd come over here, 534.
Air Canada Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 83 Heavy, please acknowledge.
Air Canada Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 83 Heavy cleared to Tallahassee Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 17 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 119.0 Squawk 5345.
Air Canada Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 83 Heavy, readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.9 when ready.
And we would have our transponder on, or we could have it on auto. But you see from here, we are squawking 5345, which is what they just gave us, and that's what we will keep until they further change it, which during flight does happen, depending on, like I said, depending on the airspace you're entering and stuff like that. Your squawk code could change. So this here will change, but this here is our personal identification code where they can keep track of us in the air and basically know that we're all right and see where we are. So I'm not going to do a flight here. But I did want to go over this with y'all and show y'all how you figure that out. Very simple to do. ATC will give it to you when you're seeking your clearance, and like I said, you just put it in a transponder. Different planes have their transponders in different areas, so you would just find out where it's at inside the plane that you're in. In the sim, it doesn't really seem to matter. I've realized if you're using the correct squawk code or not, it doesn't really seem to change anything, but I always do it for realism and for practice in real life. It's always just a good rule of thumb to practice that and have that, so you keep that realism while you're flying. So for those who want to get their general aviation, their PPL license and stuff, these are just good habits to do. So as always, guys, I'm Pilot 83. I just thought I'd make y'all a short little video on how you figure this out, how you get this, and what this does and what it means. Until next time, guys, see you in the air.
If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you like this video and you feel like I earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button and that like button so you don't miss out. Until next time, guys, see you in the air.